Hey, you went over the goals of intuitive eating, and so I wonder if you could just kind of recap those real quickly, in a few minutes,
Sure.
because the goal is not about losing weight.
Right.
So
And
let's go through that. I think that's helpful.
okay.
No,
So what we were saying is the relationship with food is kind of over here, and then the weight is a symptom that's over here. So the relationship with food is the real problem. And the components of the relationship with food would be legalizing, which is all foods are good, all foods have nutritional value, and you can eat any types of foods within the context of the second issue being hunger and fullness. So you're legalizing foods in the context of hunger and fullness, eating when you're hungry, stopping when you're full.
okay.
Which all of these things take time. They take some progressing through, and then recognizing non-hunger eating, non-hunger urges to eat, and any underlying emotions associated with that. Take some detective work, and then what we're going to do about those feelings, instead of eating. Um, when you work on those as your goals and let the weight sort of just sit up there taking care of itself, it's going to just sort of react to what's going on with the main goals. Then your body takes care of itself. If you get focused on the traditional sort of diety goal of this needs to be making weight loss, if I'm not losing weight, then this is crap.
Hmm.
You sort of take your eye off the ball, and then that focus on body image will immediately make you lose out on legalizing. You'll start making good and bad food. Oh, it must be because I'm eating such and such a food.
Yes.
And from there, even altering, messing with your hunger and fullness cues, because I'm going to restrict, so I don't care that I'm hungry. I'm just going to hold off until later, or eat a salad, even though it doesn't fill me up, satisfy me, I guess. So you start really messing up the stuff the minute you get into this weight focus.
Okay. So really, what we're talking about is legalizing food, so all foods are good.
Mhm.
Uh, Paying attention to your hunger and fullness and knowing where you are, really throughout the day.
Right?
And then also paying attention to non-hunger eating, because that can really be a clue for, I guess, stressors.
Yeah.
And
Ultimately, non-hunger urges to eat, because ultimately we
okay,
want to not eat when we're not hungry. So the urges to eat being, if a cookie pops into your head suddenly, is anything else going on? What just happened? What's going on in your life? Because cookies don't just, it's a biological thing, eating. So there shouldn't be just a random thought of food, although most of us use food often for emotional regulations.
okay, and so and then also we're shifting our attention away from the body,
If you go
away
to,
from the body.
yeah, if you're going to use food, you're going to numb your body and sort of dissociate out of your.
Yeah. Well, what I'm getting to right there is, as this hasn't really been feeling good, successful Sunday, the shift did go back to the body. I go, okay, well, so that's interesting.
The, you mean the weight?
Well, my
Like,
attention went back to, okay, well, I am getting fatter, my clothes are tighter, so
right.
I need to,
Hmm?
so,
Exactly. And so people will say, "Oh, I've been doing, I've been doing this intuitive eating for X number of months or whatever, however long they've been coming." They'll quote that time, and I'll just be really, and this is again not a shameful thing. This takes practice, but you can't have been doing it like it's supposed to be done from the get-go. Like there's a learning curve in getting this down.
okay.
So when you're looking at, I've been doing this for 3 weeks or something like that, that's not really true. I mean, you've made progress, but you continue to have some emotional eating components, and we need to really pick through those so that you can have a long, see what happens with a long term intuitive eating. But again, in your case, not really expecting any kind of body change, because I got to go with your.
Well, you have eyeball dysmorphia.
I know that's what
I
we need.
told you that.
Yeah.
Well, you blanked out on all that, which is good. Thanks for the tips, and I think they're well spoken. So,
Okay.
all right.
Thanks. All right. Bye.
Goodbye.